Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
At least the Lobster was okay. I'm excited to talk about this movie because it was fucking weird.
Alright, let me get started. Hello and welcome to episode 33A of the Real Flicks podcast. Technically, we did that earlier with the Academy Award nominations. So this is sometimes if there's a movie out there, especially in the summer months where stuff comes out and quickly and we can't really get to everything. Sometimes we might go and just a couple of us see it and like it. We'll do an extra little episode talking about a movie.
Cute, tiny little episode.
Yeah, a little episode, probably under 30 minutes. So just talking about the movie. So as you can tell by the title, of course, this time we're talking about a movie called The Lobster, which is, of course, the spin-off of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie centered on Larry the Lobster.
It's the origin story of Larry.
So, spoiler alert, 10 out of 10.
He wasn't always huge. He actually had to work for it. It was very inspirational. If you saw Creed, you saw a very similar movie
To Larry the Lobster.
Yeah, it was really great.
Don't know why they cut his name out of marketing, but whatever. Sometimes the studio just runs away with it.
They chose the wrong person to
Exactly.
focus on with this whole SpongeBob film. But
Pretty much. We'll just keep going. Just keep no.
Yeah,
No, we're talking about the newest artsy fartsy strange indie movie of the year. Talking about The Lobster with Colin Farrell and Rachel Weisz and Lea Seydoux. So some association with Spectre, which is kind of fun because Rachel Weisz, the girl, is married to Daniel Craig. Do you know that?
I did not know that.
You do know.
I feel like he could do better than that, but
Well, they made her out to look kind of plain in this movie.
schlubby. Wasn't she also?
She's beautiful though. When she's
What was she in? She was in Enemy at the Gates, I think.
possibly. I don't think I've seen her in like anything.
Let's see. I think
I do love her though. She's
that movie was pretty good. Enemy at the Gates.
Yeah, she gets Daniel Craig booty whenever she wants, so go her. But yeah, so The Lobster sort of kind of didn't really come out of nowhere, but it's just sort of like almost at a lobster's pace has crawled into like, hey, this is a movie discussion of the year. Some people love it, some people hate it. I can understand both sides. So without further ado, let's give some initial thoughts. Cody, we'll start with you. If we have anyone else.
Yeah, like who else are we gonna talk to? Special guest Colin Farrell. Hey everybody. No,
I want to be a lobster.
I'm going to be a lobster. I think we're a match.
Gosh.
I liked this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very funny, but this movie was so damn weird. It was so weird. The comedy was so offbeat. It was just and super dark. Oh my god, some of the jokes that are made in this movie are just oh boy, very graphic, both violent and sexual. It's just I'm not gonna watch this movie with my mom.
Yeah, I might not watch this movie again, TBH. But that doesn't
hashtag savage.
Not to say I didn't like it though, because I did like this movie. I like this movie. I respect this movie. I saw what it was doing, but the issues that I have with the movie are just sort of they're more annoying I think than I thought that they would be. I guess like this movie.
That's the second half of the movie dragged on like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, and by no fault of their own, because I didn't like it as much because I thought the first half was so awesome, where like it has this really fun concept. So essentially, this is kind of like a sci-fi dystopian-ish. Like it's a mixed mishmash of things, but the essential premise of the movie is that it's in the future. Everybody has to have a mate. Everybody has to have like a partner of some kind, whether it be gay or straight or whatever. They don't care as long as you're with somebody.
As long as you're with somebody, yeah.
Yeah. And if you're not, then they send you, at least in this city, because they don't really elaborate or talk about the world. They just talk about this city. They send you to a hotel where there are other single people where, they ask you, it's like, hey, are you looking for a man or a woman, whatever. And you got, 30 days to find a match?
Yeah, 45 days.
45 days, there you go. But to add to your days, like if you're not doing well, you can go hunting, and like apparently if you trank people, you get extra days. I don't know.
If you so I think a whole bunch of these people, if they don't find a match or they run away. There are these people called loners, and every day at a certain time at this hotel, you and everybody else staying there goes on a hunt with a trank gun and tries to catch these loners who are living in the woods. And if you catch one, you get an extra day onto your room. One of the characters in this movie was super fucking good at it because she was a sociopath.
She had like 140 days.
Yeah, she had like almost a half a year worth of time saved up. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, and the main sort of crux behind this is that once your days are up, you get turned into an animal.
You get to choose.
Yeah, you do get to choose.
It's a second chance at finding a mate. They say, and that's really funny.
Before we get any further, we need to talk about this. So, what animal? If you were in this situation, what animal would you choose to be?
We're both gonna say the same thing. I'd be a cat.
See, I thought about a cat.
That, or maybe a big cat, a jungle cat.
Yeah, like that's
like a lynx or maybe a cheetah.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too extravagant. I wouldn't want to be a tiger or a lion.
I would like. Of course, with it being I am Mason Merritt, so by law of nature, my mind immediately goes to cat. But I kind of thought of a more practical standpoint. I would love to be a falcon.
Oh boy, that'd be awesome.
Because my first thought when I was like, okay, if I couldn't be a cat, what would I be? It was like bald eagle. But like bald eagles, they can be targets sometimes, and they're all extinct or whatever. But like I have falcons by my house, and they're cool. They just fly around. They're just like peregrine falcons are super fast.
All they do is just fly around and perch on stuff.
Yeah, they lay eggs. They can they catch fish. They just fly all around. They do cool stuff. So I think I'd be if probably a falcon. But if I couldn't, they never really said that you could be a bird of any kind or like.
No, they said John C. Reilly's character was gonna pick to be a parrot or something.
Oh, that's right.
He said we should all be parrots, or we should all be parrots.
True. So. I would also like to be in the ocean. Like that'd be kind of fun. Maybe not a shark. I don't have the temperament to be a shark, but like a dolphin. No, Japanese people kill dolphins. I'd be an octopus. That'd be fun.
Ooh, I'd be a giant squid.
Same. That'd be not that giant, not too giant, but and then worst comes to worst, I have to be a land animal. I don't know. Maybe a wolf.
That'd be okay.
Or turkey. I like Thanksgiving. But anyways, back to the movie. So I think let's before we go further, this doesn't sound like a premise that leads itself to a lot of comedy, but I found there to be a lot of stuff that was really, really funny.
Oh yeah.
That was sort of off the cuff and kind of like the whole movie. One of the things that bugged me about it is just it was so flat and monotone in the delivery and the emotion.
Yeah, it was played so straight. It just was like, does anybody actually care what's happening right now?
Yeah, exactly. Straight isn't like I'm fine if you want to just be everybody be the straight man where they're just like naturally reacting to this, but this is like straight, but also like Asperger-ish almost.
It's kind of spurgy, yeah.
Yeah, 70% spur going on, but that kind of got on my nerves. But what'd you think of that?
I thought it was funny. I think it was definitely a choice though. Mm-hmm. Like they did that on purpose, and you could tell this whole movie, that whole hotel is like a metaphor for fucking Tinder, or something like that. It is. That's what they said. Like a modern dating. It's a critical eye on modern dating.
Huh. Kind of like Her, almost.
But Her is so much better.
Yeah, I agree. Her
is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's this movie is this year's Her, but Her was way better.
Yeah, Her actually has them be people, I think. And this one isn't so much people as it is. I don't want to say joke delivery devices because it's not like a hearty har comedy, but they're just sort of. I don't know. Everybody exists in this really weird space. It's very strange. But what were some of your favorite comedic scenes?
What was his name? Was it John?
Which actor?
The limpy guy.
Oh yeah, Ben Wishaw's character.
Yeah, whenever he would give himself a nosebleed, or that scene, they're on the way to the hunt, and the main character's name is David, is sitting next to the biscuit woman. She goes, "Oh, here, give this to your brother." Oh, his brother is a dog who he keeps with him.
Oh yes.
Um, Here, take these biscuits for his brother's name was I don't fucking remember. Take this for the dog. So he's like, all right, thank you. He says, can I come to your room later? I'll give you a blowjob. I was like, what? Or maybe you could just fuck me. I'm like, oh my god. And he doesn't take her up on it.
Yeah.
So can't blame him for that. But that that was a good scene. I liked the scene where it was the blonde ladies with the nice hairs last day.
Yeah, that was amazing.
They're reading the nosebleed girl is reading her letter to her. She just slaps her. Says, I want to watch Stand By Me with whoever it was.
Yeah. And then they cut to the next scene and like the nosebleed girl's petting a miniature horse.
Yeah, a mini pony. Who wants to be a mini pony? I've
got mini ponies and they're pretty dope, to be honest. But another the dance was also really funny. Oh. Where like the woman and the man who are kind of like in charge, they're singing, and the guy's just like this like tenor. I can't remember what the song. I really dug the song they sang. It was really funny. But the dance scene was pretty comedic for me. Also, when Ben Wishaw's character and the nosebleed girl get married, they have this off the cuff remark was like, "Oh, if you can't get through your problems, then you'll be issued a child."
Your child, that usually helps. It's just
so funny.
Yeah,
love that.
Great.
And also the scene in which Colin Farrell's character, after he was matched and he was in the apartment with his wife, I guess is what they are, when they were having sex.
He lets out a moan, and she's like, "What's that?"
She like makes him turn on the light so she can stare at him, which was just so uncomfortable. With like,
can I fuck you in a position where I can look at you?
So pretty
much that section was super uncomfortable.
I was glad to see her like go because she was horrible.
She was a piece of shit.
She was terrible. Because she like spoiler alert for the movie. Obviously, she killed his brother pretty much.
And it was they lingered on that shot just a second too long.
3 seconds too long.
And it hurt me.
It did. Me too.
I didn't want to look at it as long. I can't believe she actually did it.
I just wish we found out what he turned her into because like in the voiceover that kind of covers the movie done by Rachel Weisz, she kind of mentions like
I asked him what turned into. He never told me.
Like I'm all about letting.
Don't worry about it, but yeah. I think they did that so you can choose who.
Yeah, I was about to say like I'm all fine. I'm fine with my imagination running wild, but like I at least wanted a hint, like or something, because like there's so many animals and stuff. But,
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe like a skunk or something. I don't know.
Hopefully something shitty. She deserved it.
Yeah, she was horrible. Performances. Let's talk about those. John C. Reilly. It's funny you mentioned her. Not John C. Reilly. Well, John C. Reilly is amazing. He
was good in this movie.
I love him so much with the lisp and the "You're not my friend." Like
you're not my friend. You're my best friend in the world. I don't think I'm your best friend. Just
so good. But Colin Farrell's character was literally Theodore Twombly from Her.
Oh yeah, but worse.
Yeah, like
mustache and all too. Like,
mustache, glasses, shirt always tucked in. Like I don't know. Like
it was good. Funny. His performance was good, but it's just like we keep doing. We keep relating this movie back to Her, and just Her is such a much better movie.
I think they work in tandem pretty well, though.
Oh, absolutely. They're proving the same point in a different way.
That'd be a fascinating double feature.
Oh, great.
Another moment that I thought was really funny was, and this kind of goes to show the kind of movie this is, but the suicide. Where you just hear these screams.
And he's trying to have a conversation.
He's like, he's like asking the girl out or whatever, and this person's just like chucked.
I can't hear you over the scream.
Like their arm, they look like Family Guy when somebody falls and their arms all messed up. It's like, I found that was pretty. Did they shoot it? Did they shoot the person? I can't remember.
No, I hope so. I mean, that looked like it hurt, but yeah. I don't know. I don't remember, but that was a good scene.
But yeah, at a certain point in the movie, after he turns his recent wife into an unknown animal, Colin Farrell's character bails and he goes and hangs out with the loners. And I think we both mentioned this. We're both in agreement that it's, that's where the movie kind of fell apart.
I don't say it fell apart. God, It was different. It was a really huge shift in tone. Not tone, just I don't want to say it fell apart because I still liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But
It
the
became a
movie,
different movie too quickly.
yeah, well, yeah, like it was a different, and the pacing was just, oh my god, that movie slowed down so much.
Yeah, and it just
Like
takes
it
a while to
was,
do anything. And I love Rachel Weisz. I thought she was
she
really
was
good in the movie,
great.
but
All the scene where she's explaining all that stuff that's happening, like how she's explaining the what's it called, their secret code. My right hand balled in a fist behind my back means I want to fuck you hard right now. Just like
mm-hmm.
shit like that. That made me laugh a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like you turn your head to the right means I love you more than anything, and turn your head to the left means somebody's watching. We can't do this. We had to really be really careful about which way we turned our head. I was like, oh my god, that's really funny.
I'm looking at the plot synopsis right now. A couple more funny parts sections is with the whole deal with like they call it self pleasure or something like that when they burn John C. Reilly's hand and the maid kind of like sits on them.
Oh my god, that was.
He just
so
like
weird.
and he just like yells at her when she leaves.
Can we not do? Like, he goes, can we not do this? He goes, we just gotta do this.
Yeah.
And then he does like
So
I hate
uncomfortable.
this. Oh, that was so weird. That's that. Scene. That's like the phone sex scene from Her.
Yeah, just about. Yikes.
Oh boy.
Also, another funny scene is when Colin Farrell's character breaks onto the boat that the nosebleed guy's in, and he tells his wife that he's been faking it, which they just sort of like, okay.
Here's the knife, mommy. Stab him.
I'm sorry, what?
Here's the knife, mommy. Stab him.
Oh, right.
And when their daughter gives the knife to the mom, get him. I'm gonna ask you to leave. The whole point of that little raid that they did was just to fuck people up, right?
Yeah, pretty much, just to get to mess with people, which is, that's fine.
They're loners. Oh, the scene where they're, I think it's after that, and they're celebrating, and they're all dancing to techno in their headphones, and it's.
I forgot about that one.
Everybody looks so ridiculous.
They're only allowed to listen to techno music, and like in the course of a shot, it just takes it cuts to a shot, and they're all just standing in the woods, and you can kind of hear their headphones. They're dancing ridiculously in this forest.
Oh boy!
Forgot about that one. That was hysterical.
So okay, back to the plot progression.
Yeah.
At this point, this is where we meet Rachel Weisz.
Mm-hmm.
She's is she like the number 2 or the number 3 in charge of this place, of the group of loners?
Something like that. Yeah.
He ends up joining that group of people that gets hunted every day, and that's where he meets Rachel Weisz, and that's where we meet Lea Seydoux' character, who was great in this movie. She's a good actress. I like her.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
I liked her in this movie more than I liked her in Bond.
Fair.
And her parents. That scene where they're playing the guitar. Stop! They're playing music for you.
Like, oh no, it's fine. It's so awkward. So, they're on this couch, like making like Colin Farrell and Rachel Weisz's characters. They're pretending to be lovers for I can't remember. Exactly
they're not even pretending at that point. They're
quote unquote. They're told to pretend they're lovers, and they just start like obviously just making out like crazy on the couch.
Ridiculous while they're playing music. And it's just so uncomfortable for everybody. And Lea Seydoux just, can you stop? They're playing music. You're being rude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my god. So this is the point where, so the whole first half of the movie is Colin Farrell trying to fall in love. He joins these groups called the Loners, that group where their whole point is you can't feel any emotion towards other people. You can talk to them, you can have conversations, but you cannot have feelings for them. So, naturally, he develops feelings for Rachel Weisz because the moment he's not looking for it anymore is the moment he finds it, which I think is the point of the movie or something. I don't know. The end got really weird, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're all doing that junk, having fun, fucking a lot, doing stuff, going to town to buy things, I guess.
Yeah, it's... Like I said, that whole...
It gets kind of muddled, yeah.
Yeah, for that whole second half, I was just like, okay, I see what we're trying to do, but can we just do something a little bit more entertaining. I don't know.
Something a bit different.
Another funny scene is when they break into the hotel and they hand the main guy that's in charge of the hotel a gun, and he's fully prepared and he pulls the trigger to shoot his wife. But it's not loaded, and then they just leave, which is pretty funny.
Let's see somebody stay together after that.
Yeah, pretty brutal psychologically.
Oh, yeah, that was rough.
But yeah. Anything we didn't cover you want to talk about?
I keep going to let's get to the end of the movie.
Yeah, I found it to be a really good ending.
It was okay. Well, let's get to the plot.
Yeah.
Let's just we'll get there. So where were we? They fall in love. They start fucking a lot.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you learn that the one hot maid from the hotel. There was one maid, 2 waiters, right?
Yeah.
The maid has been working with Lea Seydoux the whole time, and that's why she helps him fuck over the sociopath.
Mm-hmm.
So you got that happens. Where was I going with that? Helps him escape.
Mm-hmm.
They meet. They fall in love. I remember why I mentioned the hot maid finds what's her face's Rachel Weisz's diary, which we learn has been what's that called? The voiceover the whole time.
Yeah,
the narration.
Yeah.
So they figure out that they've been canoodling, and they punish her for some reason. I don't know why they punish her instead of punishing him. And they punish her by taking her sight away.
Yeah, her name was the short-sighted woman, and they took her to the city to an eye doctor under the guise we're going to improve your sight, when they ended up blinding her. But that actually does, kind of jumping ahead, that reminds me of a really funny scene where Lea Seydoux's character, she gets mad at Colin Farrell's because he hasn't dug his grave yet.
Oh yeah.
Which was
we need to dig your grave. We need to find a place where the ground is not too hard.
I find that, I don't know why I found that funny, but I did.
Super dark.
But
especially for the payoff at the end.
Yeah, which so just sort
I guess
of
that was his punishment, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess in a way, which kind of comes back a little bit later. So read off the kind of the final end here.
Uh-huh.
So the loner, she reads the journal. She finds out about the plan to escape. So then she takes the short-sighted woman. She takes Rachel Weisz's character to get her to blind her pretty much. And then the short-sighted woman, she stabs the maid who has joined the loners all in the forest. And then David attacks Lea Seydoux's character. Colin Farrell's character attacks Lea Seydoux's. And then he leaves her in the grave that he dug for wild dogs to attack. And
then there's a scene where he's digging it. You got the payoff.
Yeah.
There's a scene while he's digging it, and she makes him get into it. You think that she's about to kill him,
mm-hmm.
because this is after the point where they found out that they've been together and doing all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So she makes him get in the grave and cover himself with soil. He says, "Put some on your face. You don't want dogs eating your face." So after he attacks Lea Seydoux, however you say her French ass name, he puts her in his grave, and there are dogs there, and he doesn't cover her face. I think that was just...
It's like the sea bear. Gotta do that's an oval, not a circle. Gotta draw a circle. And then the fact that they kind of mentioned that's why people always choose a dog. That's why there's so many dogs, and those are probably people.
Oh, absolutely.
That are the dogs. They're that was very interesting. So,
do you think that donkey at the beginning of the movie was somebody?
What do you mean? Somebody important?
Yeah, I don't know why they added that scene.
Just because it's a donkey. I don't know. It's a very indie, fun,
but it doesn't make sense.
What in this movie makes sense? Okay.
I mean, no, but everything had to do with each other,
right?
Except for that scene. But whatever. That's a different thing. Hopefully, the director will tell us what that means someday.
Maybe. So then they go to the city and they go to a restaurant, and then David I guess in an attempt to try to be like the short-sighted woman,
with her. He's deciding whether or not he wants to blind himself.
Which I thought was a really touching ending. I don't know.
Touching, but we don't know if he went through with it.
Yeah, it kind of does leave you up in there. I think he probably did.
Yeah, because this whole movie seems to have an obsession with thinking that you can't fall in love with somebody unless you have a character flaw that's the same
Right.
as them.
Mm-hmm.
Because the initial reason that David and Rachel Weisz's character fall in love in the beginning is because they're both short-sighted.
Yeah.
So, and then the whole reason that that guy from, what's his name? I'm on his IMDb page.
Ben Whishaw?
Yeah, the whole reason he falls in love with or that nosebleed girl falls in love with him is because he's pretending to have the same flaw that he gets nosebleeds
Right.
all the time. So it's just super. I don't know why they made such a big deal out of that, or if it's something just if you don't have anything in common you can't fall in love, which that makes sense. But I don't know why they chose character traits to put that out there.
Well, kind of like going back to Tinder. I mean, mutual interest, something like that. There's a lot of stuff in here that
There's something to be said. There's a point they're trying to make. There's definitely.
Yeah.
If I got what it is, I'm not sure yet. But
yeah, I think I did, but like, there's enough in there for me to be like, well, maybe I didn't. Like,
I have to watch.
Yeah, it doesn't really spell it out for you, which is nice every now and again.
It's good.
So
Better than that fucking Turtles movie we just had to watch.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Is this like going on the same episode or what? I don't know how that works.
Well, it'll just be a separate thing.
Okay.
But it'll be released around the same time, so they'll get the idea.
Just so you know, everybody, you're gonna cut this out, aren't you?
No.
Okay, just so you know, everybody, we just recorded Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Very, very interesting double bill.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. So the ending. You liked that ending, right?
I did. Yeah, I think it was pretty sweet. And in a movie that there was not much sweetness in it, it was nice. It was a good note to end on.
It was an actual sign of somebody caring.
Yeah.
Which is something that you didn't get throughout this whole movie. I don't think you got that once.
Yeah, really.
But I don't know. I did. I liked this movie. It slowed down in the second half. But
it's just
what
something
are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's just something you got to deal with. It's an artistic choice, but great. So you want to move on to a grade?
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Me too.
Okay.
It's
Not
not the
bad.
best movie I've ever seen, but
Yeah, and then I didn't expect it to be. I knew these indies can be strange for the sake of strangeness.
like
So
I honestly wish that I saw this movie before I saw her, so I couldn't have made the connection. Because that's just as soon as the movie started, I was like, oh god. And it's not fair. It'd be like watching any sci-fi movie after watching Empire Strikes Back.
True.
But it wasn't bad.
Just a comparison, though. But awesome. So that's our quick conversation on the Lobster. 28 minutes, just like I said.
Well, a little bit under half an hour.
Boom. So yeah, we'll try to do these every now and again. Maybe I would love to hear one with just you and Josh. To be perfectly honest with you, we'll do an episode. I'll stick around and I'll roll record and see what happens. That might be fun. Find a movie that you guys want to see that I don't, or maybe I just bail on one. I don't know.
Just bail on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Interesting. Get all the dynamics down. So good stuff. All right. Well, as we said in our Turtles review, we will talk to you next week when we break down the newest Conjuring film, which we're all really excited about. So until then, Cody, take it easy.
We'll see you around.
It was a wreck, Lobster!